Over 2 years ago, I created a video titled Brand Management is the Enemy of Social, filled with fun little jabs at people who protect the virtues of a brand. But the truth is that I do think that brand consistency is very important, and well, some of my best friends are brand managers, whose job isn't so easy in the social era.
That's right, branding.
So in today's video, I'm going to talk about what we at TSI call the social brand, or the more flexible, friendly, and above all, human extension of a brand. I guess you could think of it as like the mullet of brands. You know, like business in the front, party in the back.
We can turn this country around, one mullet at a time.
My name is Tara, and this is Truly Social. Your brand is what differentiates you from the competition. It could include a design, a logo, or a color palette, but it should live way beyond that. For instance, in the 1990s, Gap commercials didn't even show the logo until the end of the spot, but you already knew it was Gap. Pretty perky young people dancing around in comfortable, stylish-ish clothes against a white backdrop just gave it away. They owned that format, and anyone else who tried to shoot something similar would be accused of copying their brand. Louboutin's red soles are more iconic than any logo. GoPro is pretty much synonymous with adrenaline sports. What would the Apple product be without the unboxing experience? Lots of people think branding is just the logo, font, and color palette, but a brand is way more than that. A truly strong brand is recognizable without any of those things. Now, a social brand builds on the qualities that make a brand truly unique and recognizable. How?
I'm listening.
Number one, a social brand has a personality. Now, this may sound a little bit hokey, but think about it this way. If your brand was a person, who would that person be? He, she, transgender, gender flexible? Would they be sassy, sarcastic, flirty, silly, dry, excitable, skeptical, analytical? Does she geek out?
She geeks. She has the capacity to geek.
Okay.
If you close your eyes and imagine some of the brands you know and love, I bet you can assign a personality to them. Try it. I'll wait.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
A social brand leans into that personality. Number two, a social brand has a point of view. Now, this is a tough one for most brand managers and professionals in general. People want brands to be something for everyone. They want to be neutral, but neutral doesn't engage, and neutral isn't social. It's actually the opposite of social. It is the equivalent of a cardboard cutout of a person.
You hear that?
Here's a for instance. A social brand doesn't just post a headline and a link. It isn't afraid to take a stand. Now, of course, maybe your social brand shouldn't jump into a flame war or be super political. But if you post something, you need to make it meaningful. You need to feel like you could stand behind it. A social brand cares about something, and that something has to go beyond selling stuff.
We're gonna take a stand! Take a stand!
Number three, a social brand is flexible. One thing that's driven me nuts about brand guidelines for years is that many logos are designed to be horizontal.
What am I supposed to do with that?
This does not work in a square or round avatar format. There are so many variations of dimensions on the web that you need to be more flexible with your design. Square, round, skyscraper, wide, black and white, multicolor, single color, the ability to make it a rainbow during Gay Pride and green during Earth Day. And your color palette, come on. Stop with the 2 to 4 monotonous complementary colors. Have an accent or recognizable palette, yes, but bring on the juicy color.
As a company, we want to be firm, but we also want to be flexible.
Number four, a social brand is multimedia.
It means audio, video, movies, 3D movies.
You don't make a media platform bend to your brand. You need to bend your brand to the media platform. How does your brand translate into a Pinterest board, an Instagram story, a Twitter thread? Too many traditional brand guidelines lack multimedia adaptability. In a post on the Truly Social blog, which I'll link below, our designer Alex dives into the complexities of designing multimedia instances for a brand and writes,
"Don't be afraid to explore what each platform has to offer. That includes making note of any changes in file format restrictions, researching optimal asset dimensions, taking advantage of video/GIF capabilities, or testing what performs well with each audience. For example, developing an Instagram grid aesthetic versus developing vertical assets for the Instagram Stories feature."
In other words, it's both a pain and an opportunity to be ahead of the competition to have all of these changes all the time.
Sounds like an opportunity.
And then finally, number 5, a social brand allows for shared ownership. This is the most anti-traditional brand part of a social brand. In traditional brand guidelines, there's always a page that shows all of the ways that you're not allowed to adapt the brand. Don't use it this way, don't change it that way, don't put it on your stuff, don't wear it, don't eat it. This kind of brand is about the brand, with a focus on boundaries and differentiation and ownership. A social brand flips that on its head and says, take this, make it your own, mash it up, add your own flair, put your own stamp on it. Examples of this include the campaign from Straight Outta Compton, where they created a viral sensation by allowing people to change Compton to their own hometown, and the Starbucks White Cup contest. Both of these examples blew up the internet by inviting people to take ownership of their brand.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Having a social brand is important in today's world where consumers are participants. Content is multimedia. Loyalty is built by connecting through shared passions and experiences, and taking a stand is celebrated and necessary.
We don't stand for anything. Remember our company plan. Start up, cash in, sell out, bro down.
So then, how social is your brand? Does it have a personality, a point of view? Is it flexible, adaptable across multimedia? Does it allow for others to take ownership? If you don't know, or if it isn't, you should rethink that, because any brand less than social is going to get lost in the noise.
Irrelevant. You will not prevail. You will not succeed.
My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Social.